We are here with Professor Arun Singh, an international lawyer with more than 25 years of experience in business and contract law. He currently travels around the world as a trainer and advisor on international investments, R&D, and M&As. Professor Singh, what brings you to Cyprus?
Well, I was invited by Christopoulos Vassiliadis for the Legal Resources Centre to run a workshop, primarily for Cypriot lawyers, on international joint ventures and strategic alliances. And we've been doing that over the last 2 days. We had a very good turnout, and we had lawyers of different levels of experience, from newly qualified to people who've had 15 to 20 years experience. So it was very stimulating. Actually, it was very stimulating for me. I hope it was stimulating for them as well. Sessions on various aspects of joint ventures and looking at how they can be attracted to Cyprus and out of Cyprus.
Joint ventures, international joint ventures, and strategic alliances. Tell us, what's the difference?
Well, a joint venture could be domestic. So it may be between two Cypriot companies, for example, who bring different specializations. One might bring finance, one might bring technology, or a distribution network. In terms of international joint ventures, there's not a lot of difference to domestic joint ventures, except with an international joint venture, it's cross-border. Having said that, it brings to it different issues to overcome. So, for example, it permits people to enter new international markets, maybe get local finance, local knowledge, a local distribution network, and someone from abroad maybe bringing their brand name or their technology or other areas of specialization. In terms of strategic alliances, it's a little more looser. So you get strategic alliances, particularly with airlines, code sharing, for example. I think Cyprus Airways has a code share with Virgin Airlines, for example, Airways. So I think, and that's how that works. And eventually, that strategic alliance may enter into a merger, such as BA and American Airlines are deepening their relationship.
What was the main issue raised at the Cyprus workshop?
Well, I think the bulk of the questions were very interesting because they related to really some of the practical aspects of the joint ventures, because it related to the participants. It was very interesting. They were all very intelligent people, and they asked some good questions. But what came out was that they had for some of them, they had relatively limited exposure to joint ventures in their everyday experience. They hadn't been exposed to it so well. And there was a real a requirement and a drive, actually, by them to learn more about this and actually to become better professionals. And it was moving to people realizing that they shouldn't just be the classical lawyer, but also become commercial advisors for their clients.
Now, let's look at the main driver of joint ventures and strategic alliances. What is the secret of a successful partnership?
The secret is investing time and some money. There are different aspects. I mean, it depends what's the driver for the joint venture for each of the parties, and is that driver met? Is that requirement met? And most joint ventures, actually, they fail sometimes because the organizational cultures, the ethics, and the way in which each of them does business doesn't quite gel. All the other issues around finance and technology are all there, but it's those two areas people have to focus. And it's the people that make the joint venture. It's the people that create it.
Professor Singh, thank you very much.